How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today we are finishing my cheap Lamborghini's turbo kit.
Man, don't jinx it.
So, if you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys like it, and subscribe if you like what you see. I definitely like what I see because we have been at work for most of the day. You can see my hair is quite disheveled. You can see my hands are dirty, and the car is more put together than it's ever been. Well, it's more put together than it has been in the last few weeks. Now, we've been busy bees because you can see this turbo kit is all mocked up. And it's not just the stuff in the back, it's also the stuff right here. Because I told you guys that I was gonna put a support brace here. And after thinking for a while, I thought that if I put a support brace here, there's nothing really supporting that brace other than its own inherent strength. And since there's a lot of weight bearing down on that support brace because these turbos are really, really heavy, then that support brace is basically gonna act like a spring. I don't want that to act like a spring under tension. So what we did was we used this. We just used a metal rod and we connected it directly to the frame. And we just cut out some pieces right here and we bolted it down to, this is the trans mount, and we bolted it to the, there's a frame mount right there. Now, I am saying we. I do say we a lot, and I don't really mean the royal we. I don't mean myself. I actually did not have a lot to do with the building and fabrication of this car. That would have to go to Mr. Tony, the Welding Jedi. Now, you've seen Tony in a lot of my videos, but Tony has been busting his butt and really putting this thing together. And today we spent a lot of time just making sure everything is mocked up and tacked the way it's supposed to go. So we are gonna be using a method called Tig Welding, and that is a tungsten inert gas. Is that it, Tony? Yeah. Okay, so tungsten inert gas, there's a electrode made of tungsten, and it provides a electric current, and there's like some weird phases and high frequency this and that. It's magic, basically. It's magic. But it makes some really, really nice welds, and that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna be welding aluminum, well, maybe aluminum today. We're gonna be definitely welding stainless steel, and maybe some mild steel, but yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So without further ado, I'm going to take everything apart, and then we're gonna get to cleaning up and welding for the very first time and the last time. All right, so we got this off, and you can see what we've done so far. We have this cool little bracket made up, so it will slot in exactly where we need it to go with the turbo routed the way it needs to be. Now, we have to weld up all these seams. Now, the seams have been tack welded, meaning that it just has a little bit of a weld just to give it the form and shape that it needs to have, but we need to fill in all these welds. We're doing something special, or not me, Tony's doing something special, and he is not only welding this is stainless steel, by the way, he's not only welding it, but he's gonna be purging it. And when you purge something, basically, or is it called back purging?
Yeah, purging, back purge, same thing.
So basically what it is you close off the ends of the pipes. So this is closed off, these bungs are closed off, and everything closed off, and he's pumping in the argon gas, and the argon gas is what he uses to weld. And what that does is basically if this weld hits oxygen, it does something called sugaring, meaning that it has these weird crystal-like structures that are very brittle, and they can go through the exhaust and eventually into the turbo, and that's, I think, why my original turbo was damaged. So this is going to be done with, it's really easy actually. You just put some tape over the holes, and then you just pump this through. It has a just an argon flow going through it. It's not too high pressure, but it's enough to purge all the oxygen out of the pipe, and then we should have really nice, really penetrative welds going throughout, and I'm really, really excited. Okay, while Tony is waiting for that to stop being so incredibly hot and we can actually start welding the pipe and not just the support bracket, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do something simultaneously because I haven't really done too much in this turbo kit, and I want to get my hands dirty. So we are going to make a bracket for the coolant expansion tank. Now, I did a little bit of work off camera, and again, I don't really mean me. As far as metal fabrication, I mean Tony, but Tony made me this awesome little bracket here. It's just an L bracket from a channeled piece of metal that I got from Home Depot, and we just turned that into an L right here, if this could focus, and we cut it to length, and we also took off one end of, well, one corner, and this is gonna sit right here, sit like so, and this is the mount for the expansion tank. So that is actually, let's see if I can do this with one hand. So that's the way it's gonna sit, like this. I have to just drill some holes in here. I have to line it up. I have to make sure that everything is okay and it's not fouling on anything. And I have to drill some holes here. Then I have to bring this up, align it with this mark right here that you guys probably can't see right there, and then drill some holes through the aluminum. I'm going to put some riv nuts through, and then this should be nice and mounted. Then I can just slide that baby on, and we should be good to go. And it's going to be way better than this piece of junk that's also singed and not right for this car. So this is going to go. It's also going to simplify a lot of the coolant hoses, because these coolant hoses are pretty long. They're supposed to go back here, but we can simplify them. They only go right here, and then that will make it easier to run coolant lines back to the turbos. And simplifying just means making things better. So let's get to that. Boom! Look at that. This looks very, very OEM. Now, this 90-degree angle iron steel thing, I don't know, I can't even talk right now. This is looking really good. It was welded and then ground down, so it is just a straight piece of metal, and it is extremely, extremely sturdy. This is a great job by Tony, as always. Now, what I did is I just put some bolts in here, and then I drilled through the aluminum. This is aluminum, so it's very soft, and I just used some riv nuts. I put some spare bolts that I got, I believe from whatever parts car, and just put this on. Now, what I love about this is the fact that there is plenty of space in the back. I can get to everything, and nothing is fouling on anything. I have the connection for the harness right here, the connection for the coolant overflow. No, that's the overflow. This is something else. And then there's a bigger coolant hose down here. So this is really cool. But that's not the only thing that's really cool, because Tony got done with one of our downpipes, and it is looking pretty good. Now, there were a few difficulties, mainly because the quality of metal wasn't the best. I did get some stainless steel, but you know, sometimes these Chinese stainless steels aren't exactly the most consistent with their makeup, but Tony did a really, really good job, especially with this purging. So if we take a look inside here, deep in there, you can see that the weld penetrated all the way through, and that's exactly what we want. There's some other ground down sections, but that shouldn't be an issue because, well, I'm gonna coat everything here, and also this is stainless steel, so it shouldn't rust. But this is really, really good. That's what argon does. There's no chance of sugaring. There's no chance of any of the weld falling off and going into my turbo. These are really, really good quality welds. You can take a look right here. So that's what you want a weld to look like, and not the kind of weld that I make. It's just a splotchy mess and there's slag all over it. This is what a TIG welder can do. It's just a stack of dimes or nickels or whatever currency.
Yeah, it could look a lot better. But
it can look a lot better, but then again, this is a garage build, and I'm very, very happy with this. This is looking really, really good. The only issue right now is that we're actually running out of welding gas. We're actually running out of argon. So we're going to see how much we can do on the other downpipe. And if we run out of argon, then I'm going to have to postpone this until we get some more, and then we can get everything on there. But I wanted to show you guys another thing. I didn't get to show you this before, but check this out. This is what I call the baller pipe, because it's just so baller. Look at it. It's just two 180s, and then we have a 45 section, and then another cut 180, and then we're going to put some 3-inch tips on there. This is going to be the piece de resistance for the awesome twin turbo kit that this car is going to have, and I can't wait. All right, this is still too hot to touch, right?
No, it's cooled down.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to install this now, and then we can get the other one on, and hopefully we can have everything sort of mocked up for the last time. Or actually, no, we're going to have it fit up to the car, ready to go. Okay, I just want to show you another thing that Tony pointed out. So right here, right down there, you see that? That is sugaring. That is from the old owners, I guess, the people that originally made this custom turbo setup, and that's what you don't want. That's what happens when you don't purge the system. And a little bit further up, that's what happens when you do purge the system. Right there, that little ridge. Apparently, it's called a wedding band, and it goes all the way around, and it looks like a stack of dimes. That's exactly what you want to see. So this actually has to be taken out. We're gonna deburr it with a die grinder or something, and that's not really anything to worry about. But you don't want that in your exhaust stream. You want something really, really nice like this. Oh man, this is gonna be a good build, man. I'm so excited. Boom! Take a look at that. This is what I call a turbo kit. Now, this actually is not welded up yet. We just put a bunch of tacks in it, but everything else is welded up, and it is very, very finalized. Take a look at this. Let's see if we can, oh yeah. Want that stack of dimes or nickels or whatever it is. It looks really, really good. Now, I sort of like it, this discolored rainbow sort of weld looking thing, but Tony actually tells me that this is due to impurities, and if you wire brush this, then this color goes away and it should have one solid finish. But I'm really, really digging this, and I'm really digging the fitment This is very, very sturdy. I'm shaking this as much as I can, and this ain't going anywhere. Now the turbos themselves, the center cartridges are out because I am redoing them. That's going to be in the next video. I am getting rid of all that rust, but I just wanted to show you guys this awesome pipe that we got done. So this is what I call the baller pipe because this shows everyone how baller you truly are. And this we cut a little bit short because I have this just off-cut section, and we can actually put this right on and we can weld on an exhaust tip, or we can use this as an exhaust tip. I'm not sure what I want to do just yet, but I want to have this as a removable piece because if I choose a different tip, or maybe I put a resonated tip or something, I don't want to have that integrated into the entire system because this is going to be all coated and perhaps wrapped. I'm not sure if I'm going to do coated and wrapped, but it's definitely going to be coated. So guys, I am so excited. This needs like one more day of welding, and this is going to be completely done. Now, when I get the turbos on there, then I can put the intercooler on there, and the wood is gone. Look at that, the wood is gone. I didn't even notice. Well, you guys probably noticed, but the wood planks that were holding everything up, just mocking everything up, they are gone. So another thing that you guys might notice is that this panel right here that holds the top without hitting the engine. This thing was like $1,400 or somewhere thereabouts. Yeah, this piece of plastic is mocked up here. I haven't actually bolted it down because I wanted to see how this fit. This is the expansion tank, and that is really, really good. I know I mentioned this previously in the video, but just check that out. Super duper sturdy. I bet you I can lift a car with just this. And all this work I have to owe to this guy. He is a freaking mastermind with all this welding, and he is a perfectionist in that there were some welds that didn't come out 100% perfect, and he's like, I want to do them over, and I said, oh, it's okay. It's like, it's 1,000 times better than I can ever do it, but he just said, yeah, I'll do it over, and they came out freaking awesome. Just look at that. The flow should be great. There should be room for everything. Right here, you see that there's definitely room in between all the components. Nothing's hitting, nothing's fouling. And next time we're going to be welding this up, and then that's going to be the final turbo kit and turbo kit episode. And then we might be able to start the car. All right, guys, that was oh my God, do I really look this bad? My hair is out of control. All right, so I am really, really happy with how this turned out. This looks better than I could ever imagine. And again, big thanks to this guy. I could not have done it without him. This actually took more than one day. This actually took a few days. We worked the entire Saturday, and now this is Monday night, and this is just getting to this stage right now. So it does take a few days to mock everything up. It does take a few days to make sure everything fits and make sure we're not warping anything, and to make sure that the baller pipe is indeed baller, because look at that, it is a baller pipe. But I'm going to stop gushing. If you guys want to contact me, you can do so at The Real Tavarish. That is Instagram and Twitter. Facebook.com/AskTavarish and AskTavarish@gmail.com is my email, and I read all the emails that you guys send me. Thank you so much. If you want to listen to me talk about cars, then you can listen to me on the Wrench Everyday podcast. That is my daily podcast. No problem. My garage is a mess. That's my daily podcast with Andrew Howell, and you can check that out in the link below. But until next time, this is me telling you that on cars like this that are getting very, very close to their first startups and now have an awesome turbo kit, you guys need to wrench every day.